fuck, bro. Yo, bro, she be out there, man. I'm like, yo, she's so fast. Like, they can't keep up with her. That's one of the reasons they mad on the low. Like, she's all over the fucking place. Like, she knocking motherfuckers out. She's putting out music.
Yeah.
Papoose speaks at the Danza Project. Papoose has always been praised for his...
At a time when celebrity relationships seem to crumble faster than they begin, Papoose and Claressa Shields stand as a beautiful reminder that real love still exists. Their story isn't about fame or money, it's about loyalty, trust, and two people who see the best in each other when the world doesn't. At 47, Papoose is more than a rapper. He's a man who's learned what it means to love deeply, stand by his partner, and build something unshakable. And Claressa Shields, at the height of her boxing career, shows that a strong woman can still crave and deserve gentle, genuine love. Their paths may seem worlds apart, one from the gritty streets of Brooklyn, the other from the small city of Flint, Michigan, but destiny had a way of aligning their journeys. When they first met, there was no glitz, no pretense, just two souls connecting on honesty and admiration. Claressa had always been focused on her goals, on proving to the world that women could dominate the boxing ring. Papoose, on the other hand, had long carried himself as a man of principle, loyal to his family, respectful to women, and grounded in faith and humility. From the beginning, what drew them together was how similar their spirits were. Both had known struggle, both had been doubted, criticized, and underestimated. Yet instead of letting life's challenges break them, they used those experiences to fuel their drive. When Claressa spoke about her upbringing in Flint, how poverty and pain shaped her resilience, Papoose saw himself in her words. He admired her strength, but more importantly, he respected her heart. To Claressa, Papoose wasn't just a man with words, he was action. The way he carried himself, the way he uplifted the women in his life, reminded her that real men still exist. And for Papoose, Claressa represented the kind of power that isn't intimidating. It's inspiring. She didn't need saving. She needed someone to walk beside her, not in front or behind. As their bond deepened, the world began to take notice. Fans who had followed Papoose and his longtime wife, Remy Ma, were initially surprised by his growing closeness with Claressa. But over time, it became clear that what existed between them wasn't a scandal. It was something deeper, something built on mutual healing and understanding. Both of them had weathered emotional storms, and instead of letting bitterness consume them, they found peace in each other's energy. In interviews, Claressa has spoken about how Papoose became a source of wisdom for her. She often mentioned that he listens more than he talks, that his calmness balances her fiery spirit. "He doesn't try to control me," she once said, with a smile. "He just helps me see things clearer." For a woman like Claressa, who has fought her entire life to be taken seriously, that kind of emotional safety means everything. And for Papoose, Claressa reminded him that love can evolve, that after years of loyalty, heartbreak, and growth, a man can still find a connection that feels brand new. When you've been through real pain, you learn to appreciate peace, he once said in an interview. Claressa brings that peace. Those words touched many hearts because they revealed a side of Papoose that fans had rarely seen, a man finally at ease with himself and his emotions. Behind the scenes, their love wasn't about showing off or chasing headlines. It was about quiet moments, gym visits, late-night conversations, spiritual grounding, and mutual support. Claressa would often say that Papoose motivates her to keep pushing, even on days when her body feels tired or her mind feels heavy. She said, "He believes in me in a way that reminds me I'm more than just a fighter. He sees me as a woman first." And that's exactly what makes their bond so special. Claressa isn't just the GWOAT, the greatest woman of all time in boxing. She's a woman with layers, emotions, and dreams. And Papoose, known for his loyalty and deep sense of family, treats her dreams like they're his own. He's seen her win titles, break barriers, and make history, yet he never lets her forget to rest, to breathe, and enjoy the life she's building. The two often talk about balance. While Claressa's life revolves around intense training, media obligations, and global recognition, Papoose brings a sense of grounding that keeps her connected to what really matters. "You can have all the success in the world," he says, "but if you don't have peace at home, it means nothing." That philosophy defines their relationship. Love is a sanctuary, not a spotlight. There's also something deeply spiritual about their connection. Both are firm believers in faith and manifestation. Claressa often prays before fights, and Papoose, though not overly public about religion, believes strongly in divine timing. Together, they see their relationship as part of a greater plan, one that teaches patience, forgiveness, and renewal. When they appeared together in interviews recently, their energy spoke volumes. They didn't need to prove anything. Their body language said it all. The way Claressa smiled when he spoke, the way Papoose looked at her like she was the only person in the room, it was pure, real, and unfiltered. Fans flooded social media with messages like, "This is what grown love looks like," and "They're the example of emotional maturity we all needed." Even celebrities began to take notice. Other athletes and entertainers praised their union, calling it refreshing to see two people building each other up rather than tearing each other down. And in a world obsessed with chaos and clout, Papoose and Claressa's story felt like a soft breeze of authenticity. Still, every love story has its tests. There were rumors, whispers, and online debates. People questioning whether Papoose had moved on too quickly or whether Claressa could handle the pressure of being linked to such a well-known name. But instead of engaging with negativity, they chose silence and grace. Claressa said in one interview, "You can't explain love to people who've never experienced real peace." That statement silenced the noise because it reflected wisdom beyond her years. What makes their journey so beautiful is how they support each other's individuality. Claressa continues to chase greatness in boxing, recently adding MMA to her list of achievements, while Papoose continues mentoring younger artists and advocating for healthy relationships in the industry. They don't compete, they complement. He celebrates her victories like his own, and she honors his legacy by reminding people of his integrity and influence. Their bond has become a symbol for many, especially women who've been through heartbreak. Claressa's openness about her struggles with trust and vulnerability resonates deeply. She's proved that being strong doesn't mean being closed off to love. And Papoose, once defined by his loyalty to his marriage, has shown that real love isn't about ownership. It's about alignment. Sometimes God brings someone into your life who helps you see love through a new lens. As time goes on, fans continue to root for them. Every post, every photo, every glimpse into their world reminds people that love after pain is possible. It's not perfect, it's patient, it's understanding, and it's real. They laugh together, travel together, and most importantly, they grow together. When Claressa won her most recent fight, the first person she hugged backstage wasn't a promoter or trainer, it was Papoose. He held her tight, whispered something in her ear, and the cameras captured a moment that melted hearts everywhere. Later, she shared on Instagram, "He was the calm before and after the storm." That post summed up everything their relationship represents. A partnership built on emotional safety, respect, and unwavering belief in one another. Now, as they continue navigating fame, pressure, and public attention, their connection keeps shining brighter. They've shown the world that love doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. It can be soft, quiet, and deeply rooted in shared values. In a generation obsessed with temporary affection, Claressa and Papoose remind everyone that timeless love still exists. Love that heals instead of hurts, builds instead of breaks. Their story isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about two souls choosing each other again and again, despite the world watching. So while others chase attention, they chase peace. While others seek validation, they seek understanding. And that's why their love stands out. Because when you've been through life's toughest rounds, finding someone who helps you breathe between them, that's the real victory. In the end, Claressa and Papoose's story isn't just about romance. It's about redemption, resilience, and the beauty of starting over with someone who truly sees you. And if there's one thing their journey teaches us, it's this. Love, when rooted in respect and trust, can conquer anything, even the world's harshest opinions. So, as they continue walking hand in hand, one thing is clear. This isn't just another celebrity fling. It's a partnership built on something deeper than fame or fortune. It's real, it's raw, and it's rare. Papoose and Claressa Shields are proving that in a world full of temporary connections, real love still wins. Every single time. Love is not always about fairy tales. Sometimes it's about finding peace after pain, truth after heartbreak, and real connection after years of pretending to be fine. For Papoose and Claressa Shields, their story isn't the kind that plays out in tabloids. It's the one that unfolds quietly, in long talks, shared dreams, and mutual respect. At 47, Papoose has lived many lives. He's known as a man of loyalty, a husband who stood by his wife through prison sentences, scandals, and years of emotional trials. But as time passed, life began shifting, revealing truths that no one was ready to face. Through all of that, one thing remained constant: his belief in real love. And when Claressa Shields walked into his world, that belief found a new light. Claressa's life was never easy. Growing up in Flint, Michigan, she faced poverty, violence, and a childhood most people couldn't even imagine. Her father was incarcerated when she was just 2 years old. Her mother struggled with addiction. At 11, she found boxing not as a hobby, but as a lifeline. Every punch she threw in the ring was an answer to the pain she carried. Every win was proof that she could rise.
When Claressa posted that simple message, "He prayed with me before the fight," fans knew it wasn't just a caption. It was a declaration. Comment sections were filled with emotional responses. One particular fan video went viral on TikTok. It was a montage of Claressa's old clips from her early boxing days. Fierce, focused, guarded, contrasted with her now, smiling freely beside Papoose. The caption read, "From fighting the world to finally finding peace." The video gathered millions of views and thousands of heartfelt comments. Another fan shared, "You can tell this love isn't based on status or clout. They both came from struggle, and that's why they value peace. That's rare nowadays." People resonated deeply with their story because it represented something we rarely see in celebrity relationships anymore. Two people who aren't performing for the cameras, but showing what real partnership looks like when built on honesty and patience. For many, Claressa became more than just a boxing icon. She became a symbol of strength in love. Fans admired how she didn't rush to defend herself or chase public validation. She let her actions and her happiness speak. And Papoose, once known as the man who defined loyalty through endurance, evolved into the man who now defines it through peace. Fans saw in him a maturity that inspired both men and women to rethink what commitment truly means. It wasn't just fans. Even celebrities started speaking up about the couple's energy. UFC star Jon Jones commented under one of Claressa's photos, "You deserve every bit of peace you're getting, champ." Lala Anthony reposted one of their interview clips with the caption, "Love that's grounded in growth, greater than greater than greater than." Even Cardi B liked a fan tweet that said, "Claressa and Papoose are the definition of grown love. No drama, no competition, just mutual respect." And when Meek Mill appeared on a podcast and was asked about modern relationships in the industry, he said something that shocked fans. "Man, people clown Papoose for being too loyal. But look, he's the one who found peace. That's the real win." These celebrity reactions started shifting how people online viewed love and loyalty. What was once seen as boring or too mature was now being praised as powerful and aspirational. Even veteran figures in Hit Top, like Fat Joe and Swizz Beatz, spoke about them in interviews, not as gossip, but as an example of emotional intelligence and respect. Fat Joe said, "We've all seen love stories in the industry, but this one hits different. It's not about fame, it's about real connection. You can't fake that energy." As Claressa's love life bloomed, so did her career. But this time, it wasn't fueled by anger or proving a point. It was fueled by peace. Her latest matches showed a different kind of fire. More control, more grace, more emotional strength. Reporters noticed it instantly. She no longer looked like someone fighting just to win. She looked like someone fighting from a place of balance. In an ESPN interview, she said, "Before, I fought like I had something to prove. Now, I fight like I have something to protect. My peace, my legacy, my heart." That statement sent chills through fans. It wasn't just about boxing, it was about growth. Claressa also began expanding her career into mentoring young athletes, especially young girls from tough backgrounds like hers. She wanted to teach them not just about boxing techniques, but about self-worth, emotional intelligence, and discipline. During one emotional session with a group of young boxers, she said, "Don't lose yourself trying to prove you're strong. Real strength is being soft and still surviving." Those words trended online. Many called her the Oprah of the ring. Papoose stood beside her through it all, showing up to youth events, smiling proudly from the sidelines. He didn't try to take the spotlight. He simply held space for her to shine. In one heartwarming moment caught by cameras, Claressa finished speaking to a group of teens, and as she walked off stage, Papoose handed her a bottle of water and whispered, "You're changing lives, baby." She smiled, whispered, "We both are," and that clip went viral overnight. What's powerful about Papoose and Claressa's relationship isn't just their chemistry, it's how they've reshaped how people think about love itself. In a world that glorifies drama, they brought back calm. In a culture that celebrates toxicity, they reminded us of grace. And in an era where loyalty is often mocked, they proved it's still the most attractive thing a person can offer. They made people understand that loyalty isn't just about staying. It's about choosing peace even when leaving chaos feels harder. Relationship experts began referencing them in podcasts, saying their love showed the evolution from ride or die to grow and heal. One therapist on TikTok even made a viral video saying, "Papoose and Claressa are showing a new love language. It's called peace." Their relationship shifted the narrative, especially for men. Papoose showed that masculinity doesn't mean dominance, it means protection, guidance, and gentleness. Claressa showed that strength doesn't mean being untouchable, it means allowing yourself to be loved without fear. Together, they've become symbols of balance, of love that's both powerful and peaceful. Beyond fame and fan reactions, there's something quietly legendary about what they're creating. They've turned their love into a blueprint for emotional growth, showing how two people with scars can still build something soft, sacred, and safe. They're not just another celebrity couple, they're a movement. In an era obsessed with breakups, they talk about building. In a time when people seek attention, they choose intention. And in a world full of performative love, they live their truth, privately but proudly. Papoose recently said during an interview, "When you've been through enough pain, peace becomes your priority. I'm just grateful to share that peace with someone who understands the fight it took to find it." And Claressa responded in her own interview, smiling softly, "He's not my distraction, he's my calm." That line went viral across platforms. Fans called it one of the most romantic things she's ever said. Now, every time they step out together, whether it's at a red carpet event or a boxing match, the energy feels different. Not forced, not flaunted, just genuine. Even the media, known for twisting narratives, has shifted its tone. Headlines now read, "Papoose and Claressa, a love built on growth, not gossip. How the champ found peace outside the ring." Papoose's loyalty finds a new meaning in love. Their story has inspired countless people to reflect, forgive, and believe again, not just in love, but in starting over. If you look closely, the heart of their story isn't about fame or redemption. It's about evolution. Both Papoose and Claressa had every reason to give up on love. Both were hurt, both were tired, and both had walls built sky high. But when they met, they didn't try to tear down those walls, they learned to build a home inside them. That's the kind of love people dream about. The kind that understands your past, but doesn't punish you for it. Their journey reminds us that love is not about avoiding pain, it's about finding someone who helps you heal from it. Fans now refer to them as the peace couple. It's fitting. They've become living proof that you can survive chaos and still find calm, that you can fall apart and still be worthy of something whole. As Claressa continues breaking records and Papoose keeps redefining manhood in hip-hop culture, they're creating a new kind of legacy, not built on controversy, but on connection. Their love is more than a headline. It's a quiet revolution. In the end, what makes